Tommy versus Zardoz.
Tommy.
All right.
When a child witnesses his father being killed by his mother's boyfriend, he loses his ability to see, hear, and speak. He undergoes horrific abuses throughout his childhood, but makes it through, only to discover that he is the greatest pinball player of all time.
Zardoz. Hoo-hoo-hoo! In the year 2293, the technological industrial complex for giant floating stone heads that vomit guns is really at its peak. So after learning that the gun is good and the penis is evil...
The gun is good.
The gun is good.
The penis is evil.
Sean Connery hitches a ride on a stone head to the Vortex, where everyone has unlimited life and everyone is bored, including the audience, until a super rapey Sean Connery shows up and gives them the gift of death by shooting them.
That was beautiful. Oh...
Have I misrepresented the story of Zardoz?
No, that was your finest work, I must say.
I didn't explain the title origin, but like we're
no,
limited time.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, first of all, Tommy.
Hang on, again.
Oh.
Ken Russell.
Oh, Ken Russell,
Ken Russell
yes.
killing it again.
Yes, we must not neglect to mention. So this is our third Ken Russell film.
He shows up a bunch.
And this is my favorite by far of the ones that we watched.
Yeah.
I've seen one or two others, but this might be my favorite of all the ones I've seen. Which is not to say I would want to watch this movie every day, because it's batshit crazy. Mm-hmm. But there's a very playful, anything goes nature about this. Sometimes to horrific effect, but I kind of dig it. It's really disturbing at moments, but then so is the story. The story itself is really disturbing, and he just sort of paints the picture of what the Who wrote.
It's completely crazy how it goes from one thing to the other to the other. The idea of him going deaf, dumb, and blind after witnessing a terrible event, I get that. That's like PTSD thing being manifest in the storytelling environment. I get that, and I think that's great. Mm-hmm. That's a great convention. The pinball thing is crazy. The thing that I love about this movie is the co-stars, not the members of the Who. It's Anne Margaret and Oliver Reed and Tina Turner and Elton John. Yeah. It's like amazing. However, this movie cannot be discussed without talking a fair amount about
the TV sequence.
Anne Margaret and the Beans.
So, at a really pretty crucial moment in the movie, if I recall, Anne Margaret is watching TV. There's ads for laundry detergent, for baked beans. She's wearing a ridiculously fabulous white jumpsuit in all her Anne Margaret glory.
She's being like... She's the most Anne Margaret of the Anne Margaretness. She's bringing all the Anne Margaret.
And in the middle of the song she's singing, suds start to pour from the television.
And you might be thinking, oh, Anne Margaret with like soap and stuff. This is going to be a sexy sequence. Very sexy. Oh, you'd be wrong.
Until baked beans explode from the TV set and cover her. And she meets them with just about as much aplomb as she does with the soap. It's crazy.
It's completely crazy.
But I will say, Anne Margaret, talk about commitment. She is 100 million% in every moment she does. If I may, when she's putting on her lipstick for "Do You Think It's All Right?" Do you think it's alright to leave the boy with cousin Carol? It's so good. She's really brilliant in this.
Everyone is great.
Yeah.
I think everyone is great. Like everyone across the boards, they're really, really great. It is a crazy fucking story. It's completely crazy. The conceit of someone being really great at playing pinball while they're deaf, dumb, and blind, that's crazy by itself. That's insane. It doesn't make sense in the real world.
However,
holy shnikes. So riddle me this, Batman.
Yeah.
How many giant floating stone heads are in the Who's Tommy? 0.
0. How many
Exactly.
are in Zardoz, Tim?
At least one.
Well,
Important one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And also other just floating heads, real heads.
Yeah, so the movie starts with this guy's head. He's like floating around on the screen. The character's name is Arthur Frayne. And what's hilarious about it is it was added after they made the movie. So they make the whole movie and they watch it and they go, you know what? We need someone to explain in the beginning what's going on. So they have this dude, his fucking head is like floating around on the screen. It's crazy what's happening. And
not all that helpful from an exposition perspective.
Not at all. Nothing clears up any of this.
No.
I have seen this movie like 5 times. It never gets more clear. It is completely insane. Sean Connery is like a killer type person who's like...
It's like a walking id.
Yeah, and he gets brought into the vortex where like the upper class and the elite live forever. And as a consequence, because they can't die, they're bored out of their minds. And there's this endless... the tabernacle is like this AI thing that sort of guides them, but it is falling apart. And Sean Connery comes in and is basically this destructive force, and he kills everyone.
In a sort of halter loincloth. It's... The costume design of this film alone is enough to push it over the edge in its batshit craziness. Yeah. Somebody made that choice.
Charlotte Rampling is really doing her best to keep it together. Like, she's like a touch of class to like try and make this movie happen.
When is she not, really?
She's delightful. But like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's fucking insane. Like the scene where he goes behind the mirror and falls down behind the thing. Hilarious. There's nothing better than that. I fucking cannot get enough of the insanity of this movie.
In this matchup, it's got to be Zardoz. Zardoz.
Flying Stonehead trumps Pinball Wizard.
Trump's baked beans.
Baked beans, indeed. Zardoz it is.
Can you believe we made it through round 1 of our batshit crazy there can only be one combat? We shed a single tear and move on to round 2 in episode 16, Face Off versus Color of Night.